Hello, everyone. We are back again here with the Better Call Saul reviews, and this episode was absolutely fantastic here. This was like a 10 out of 10 episode for me. Just it was just so fun to watch this episode unfold and so many twists and turns and finding out what happened in those little Breaking Bad scenes. We get like the filler content in there to kind of put the pieces together here. It was a really great episode, an absolutely insane episode. Yes, it was. It was an absolutely insane episode. I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. And it for me kind of wants me to knock the last week's episode down to a 9. I had it at a 9.5 just because the Gene scenes in this episode were so much better to me. I loved the conning with Jeff and his other guy that he has. So damn good. Everyone was in this. Yeah, it was a 10 out of 10 episode. This was just such a fun one to watch after all the dark and gloomy episodes these past few weeks. This one was amazing. This plan and execution, point and shoot, and rock and hard place, really tough to decide which of those four can be number one for this season. This season keeps bringing banger after banger after banger episode, and it's just absolutely phenomenal to see. So yeah, in the opening scene here, we get to see Saul when he's being kidnapped here, and that was absolutely great here. And of course, we see Walter and Jesse back here. We get the fill in between here of what happens before they take him out into the desert, and we see the famous line, "It wasn't me, it was Ignacio." And then afterwards, him talking to Walt and Jesse. He can. He's talking with Jesse here, and Jesse asked who Lalo is, and I really thought that Saul was going to spill something that he was a Salamanca, and then Jesse and Walt would connect the dots that he's connected with Tuco. I thought that would have been awesome. Um, the RV breaking down again brought a tear to my eye. So good. Yeah, and it's so crazy because I believe the Better Call Saul episode in Breaking Bad is one episode before 4 days out, where of course they have the infamous scene where the RV they're stuck, so they can't get the RV to start. So that was so great. I love seeing the RV. When I saw the bullet holes with the tape over them, I was so happy. And the Gene parts of this episode were fantastic as well. They were so much better. I feel like in this episode, so much more going on. I loved the conning where Gene would fake, get this person's trust at a bar, and then he would slip something into the water that Jeff would, of course, take the guy home. And then his other guy would come in and steal all the stuff off of him. He would take pictures of all their secret information, like their identifications and passwords and all that stuff. And it was really great. I wanted to see where I was going to go. And then also we get two big answers in this episode. We get the um, stuff like what happens after Breaking Bad. We see that, of course, Skyler takes the deal and stuff, and we get the November 12th at 3 p.m. phone call here. We all thought it was going to be Kim, but it's actually just Gene and Francesca talking about, the aftermath and talking about, the money that she's going to be getting from that place that he has it at. And we get to see how Kim called and checked in. We see that Kim is in Florida. She's in Titusville, so that's like right by Orlando. I looked it up on the map. It's like right by Orlando. So will we be seeing Gene going to Florida? Uh, I mean, we gotta see a Gene and Kim reunion here, right? And Saul getting back into his olden days with Gene here. We can see him with the Bluetooth speaker and the equipment that he used in his office here. He gets that. He's really transitioning back into Saul Goodman mode here. It's really fantastic to see. And one of my favorite scenes from this entire episode was the Saul and Mike scene. The Saul and Mike Breaking Bad scene was absolutely phenomenal. Probably my favorite scene. I thought for sure the Walt and Jesse scenes would be my favorite, but I love seeing Saul and Mike back again when Mike tells Saul, "I'm going to put my foot up your skull." I thought he was going to say, "Put my foot in your ass," and I was going to make a Red Foreman joke. But yeah, that was just absolutely great. I love that scene so much. Gene is so screwed, by the way. I really feel like they're gonna throw a curveball here that Marion is going to gonna screw him over. Like Marion's gonna be the one that's gonna find out. And a lot of people I saw were pointing out on Twitter that she's going to use the computer and she's going to find out. She's going to see the headlines, Saul Goodman. She's going to put the pieces together, or she's going to overhear the operation that's going on with him and Jeff. She kind of has some suspicions at the end of the episode. So great of an episode here. The transition from the hole in the ground to Gene Lane in the bed was horrible to see, and a lot of people pointed out that that might actually be foreshadowing here, his fate in the end. We actually, if you guys haven't heard, the two last episodes, the names for them have already been announced. So next week we're going to be in the episode called Waterworks. So I mean, is that going to imply it's going to be a very emotional episode, a very sad episode? And then the last episode, I really love the title to this one, Saul Gone. Of course, Saul Goodman. It's all Saul Goodman, and then Saul's gone. So it's all gone. So really nice pun there. Really nice running joke with, of course, the Saul Goodman name. Yeah, cancer guy dead probably, but now Marion is suspicious and she has the internet. Yeah, and it's crazy because they showed the teaser of the police there, and we get at the end, Gina's breaking into this guy's house, and now what's gonna happen here is just absolutely insane. Uh wow, this was just, like I said, the Gene scenes in this episode. Like I said, my favorite scene was the Saul and Mike portion of this episode where Mike warns Saul, stay away from this Heisenberg guy. He's an amateur. He doesn't know what he's doing. We don't want to deal with him. And if only had Saul listened, where could uh, Breaking Bad have gone if they had never met Walter White and Jesse Pinkman here? And we, like I said, we get to see the scenes from the RV, of course, with Jesse and Walter, of course, dragging Saul in the desert, and we also get to see the scenes with Saul and Mike, and the scene with Saul approaching the school where he goes and talks to Walter about his product, and makes the Godfather joke, which is absolutely legendary. So let's see what you guys have to say. You guys are just flooding here with a ton of comments. I'm just so excited. This was such a happy filled episode. Like I said, some of the past few episodes, like Fun and Games and even Nippy, were so depressing at points, but this one was so upbeat, and it had the Gene vibes where it was kind of down low, but it was just such a fun episode to watch. So entertaining throughout. I was just on the edge of my seat, seeing like what's going on with these cons. And I was like, when he mentioned something about the airport, I was like, is he going to end up going to the airport and going to see Kim in some way? At first, I thought when they were doing the scheme, they were going to just do the one guy and they were going to like take all his information and somehow make like this Gene's new identity or something like that, or use it and play like that. It was just crazy. Like sub, wow, wow. We saw that different iteration of Saul that Bob Odenkirk said we'd see. That was not Jimmy. Jimmy slash Saul wouldn't do that to the guy who is cancer. That was desperation mode. Yeah, man. He's going full on out, man. Yeah, Gene is getting a big head. I loved the transition when he shut the door to the taxi to him going in to see Walt at the school. Man, I just thought this was a great episode here, and this episode confirmed to me that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. Walt and Jesse were an awesome to see, but Saul Goodman is such a great character, and Bob Odenkirk is the best actor on TV. Totally agree with you. I hope he wins the Emmy here for Better Call Saul. He kills each and every week. He has been phenomenal. I mean, a lot of people loved Saul Goodman, and even now with more character development and depth, I'm still not sure I want to put Better Call Saul over Breaking Bad, but I'm not going to lie. This season might be the best in the entire universe. This is one of the best TV seasons we've ever seen. It's happening right now, and it's so great to see. Um, but he took a check from the first guy's checkbook too. I don't think he was supposed to do that. Yeah, because that we don't really see that coming into play elsewhere. That's why I said I thought that was going to be. I thought they were only going to do the one guy. I thought that we're going to use him as like a scapegoat or something, so that if something happened or something failed, he would be the guy to blame. So let's see what else you guys have to say. Cancer guy gonna be Big Dan. Gene calls the cops and then dips. Yeah, I really want to know what happens, man. That trailer got me so hyped for next episode. We have two more episodes left. Like I said, Waterworks and Saw's gone. Like I said, for this coming episode here, Waterworks going to be in a very emotional episode. What's going to happen? I think we fully transitioned. We're almost always going to be in the Gene timeline here. We might get some Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad callbacks here, but I think for now we are exclusively in the Gene timeline. Like I predicted last week, I didn't think that Jeff and Marion would be back, but they're definitely playing a big role here in the final season. Sort of how Jack and his crew played such a pivotal role in the Breaking Bad timeline at the end. We still got 2 more scenes, I think, from Walt and Jesse, both alone from what I heard. Yeah, because I was like, they talked about how, I think it was like Jesse has one scene on his own, Walt has a scene on his own, and they have one together. Tonight was, of course, the one they have together. Yeah, QB and Hugh are okay. Can we get some Hugh Babineaus in the chat? Hugh, we see, is in New Orleans. He's not stuck in the safe house like we've all thought for 10 years. We all thought, that Hugh was in that safe house for the rest of his life. Hugh is back in New Orleans, man, living it up. QB we get to hear is okay, and like I said, we hear that Skylar, makes a deal, and we see, of course, Francesca. God bless Hugh, man. God bless Hugh bad now. Hugh the man. We need a better Hugh spinoff, man. Hugh is the GOAT, man. Absolutely love Hugh. And I really want to see the Lavelle Crawford at least like one more scene. I would love to see like maybe like a final montage at the end. They do a like kind of like what 6 Feet Under the Wire did at the end, where they show like what happened to everyone. I would love to see like what's going on with Hugh at this point in his life. And like I said, I'm so curious on what's going to happen in these last 2 episodes. I really want to see the Kim reunion. That's like the biggest thing that's on my agenda right now. And like I said, the foreshadowing. A lot of people with the grave, of course, where they do the transition from the grave to Gene. Could that be foreshadowing? Of course, that Gene is going to end up in the grave. A lot of people have also speculated that he's going to, get caught and he's going to have to represent himself. And also, something that wasn't 100% confirmed, but I think is pretty much confirmed here, or sort of in that realm when uh, Saul, of course, in the Breaking Bad flash forward says, "Tell him Jimmy sent you." Is he referring to Bill Oakley now? Because now we see that Bill Oakley's kind of taking over the practice here. He's has all of Saul Goodman's billboards pretty much. He's on his face is plastered everywhere now, and we see that he is now a defense attorney instead of a prosecutor. I would love to see like how his journey and what happened with that, how different his journey was than Saul's, of course, and who he's representing. Did he like take most of Saul's clients here? I really would want to see that. Is he kind of in the pro bono case? Is he like as big as Saul Goodman, like I said, with his law practice? If you had to pick a favorite character from Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, who would it be? Mine is Mike Ehrmantraut. I freaking love Mike. He's my favorite Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul character. I absolutely love Mike. He has some of the best dialogue scenes, like monologues in the whole show. I love his No Half Measures, Walter, and his I Broke My Boy, both from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And Mike is just such a badass character. I love like any scene Mike's in. Mike has been my favorite character. I used to think that Walter and Jesse were like 1A, 1B, but as I've watched more of Breaking Bad and seen Better Call Saul, it's got to be Mike Ehrmantraut. Freaking love Mike. Seems like Kim doesn't want anything to do with him. Yeah, because we see how when he's trying to connect with Kim, he like freaking loses his mind, and we don't get to hear any of that conversation. Like, did she say just like don't put him on the phone? Like I said, this is why I feel like he's got to come to her. He's gonna track her down somehow in these last 2 episodes, and they're gonna have like one final conversation before everything hits the fan. Uh, and like I said, I really want to see Kim. She's in Florida now. Like I said, I really want to know what she's kind of doing. They said she's in Titusville, and I looked it up on the map. It's a little bit uh, east of Orlando here, and it's by the coast. What do you think Gene was yelling about when he called Kim's work? I think he's just yelling that he couldn't get in contact with her. Maybe someone, a middleman in the line, said that like they couldn't connect, or maybe Kim was even on the line. And but I don't think that's the case because she doesn't know anything with Saul yet. Like we saw with the call with Francesca. Kim is totally in the dark about this whole disappearing and what's going on with him, whether he's alive or dead. Um, I love how Mike wasn't even supposed to be in Breaking Bad. And my favorite comedy of all time, How I Met Your Mother, shout out because Bob Odenkirk had to do work on that show, and that's how we got Mike Ehrmantraut. So thank How I Met Your Mother for having Mike in the show. I think something happened and Kim went down, either is imprisoned or maybe dead. Jean's reaction in the scene, it makes me think she's gone. Not that she doesn't want to see him. Yeah, a lot of people theorized about that on Twitter that she was going to be dead here. But the only thing that doesn't make sense with that theory is Francesca says that like when everything hit the fan and went down, she called and was wondering about everything. So, how much later in the timeline is it? Could there have been enough time to where she gets killed or is in prison at this point? That would be such a shocker here if that happened. But I think that she's still alive just because we have to see one final conversation between Jimmy and Kim here. I feel like they got to have these two on screen one last time, whether it's in the next episode or in the finale episode. We have two more episodes left, and I really think that they're going to stick the landing here, and I'm so clueless on like what direction they want to take the show here because there's so many storylines going on and they all are fitting together perfectly right now. And I think that they're going to, really focus in on Jean here, but will we see more of Kim here? Will she become like a huge role in the final episodes here? Will someone else, like I said, make an appearance? Will Marion be the one who takes down Jean? Will it be Jeff? Will it be the cops? We see in the teaser trailers that he goes back to Albuquerque, so could be someone that we see in Albuquerque that ends up taking him down. It's going to be crazy to see. I've been guessing he'll go to Suzanne Erickson when he returns to Albuquerque. They teased tonight that he's going to go to Bill Oakley, who's now in the private practice as a criminal defense lawyer. Yeah, it was so great seeing the Bill Oakley sort of callback here and how he's now a defense attorney, and maybe he goes to Bill Oakley or Suzanne Erickson or Rich Schweikart or any of the lawyers. The last two episodes have to be at least the same length as tonight. Yeah, tonight was a little bit of a longer episode, about an hour and a half, like if you include commercials here. So definitely a longer episode, but I enjoyed every bit of it. This was a fan favorite for me, of course, titled Breaking Bad here. Such a legendary title here for seeing Walt and Jesse back on screen. And like someone pointed out, they're going to have another scene in the future here moving forward. I believe they're both going to be solo scenes in the show. I believe they said that Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston each have one solo scene each and then one together. We saw the one together tonight, of course, when they took Saul out into the desert. But yeah, let me look at my notes here and see if I missed anything that we didn't get to talk about tonight. Um, you know, basically it was the whole Breaking Bad flashbacks that everyone loved and the gene cons. And I really want to see what those gene cons are going to lead to. Is it just going to be the police? Does it lead to anything more? I like how Jesse said, "Who's Lalo?" Yeah, and like I said, I really wanted him to say that Lalo was a Salamanca, and then Walter and Jesse would have put together that he was connected with Tuco in some way. I think that would have been freaking awesome. But of course, Saul is trying to bury that as much as he can after all the trauma that he's went through with the whole Lalo situation. They completely torched at least 10 of my theories in the first 15 minutes. I know they probably killed off so many theories of the where you're going to be November 12th at 3 p.m., all that stuff. And like I said, this show is just, it keeps you on your toes, man, each and every week. They're doing such a great job writing this and calling back at the right points. And if you're an avid Breaking Bad fan, you see all of these callbacks here and stuff we've been waiting for seasons to know. You know, we've been waiting since the end of Breaking Bad to what happened to some of those characters who we never really get to see a proper conclusion. We get to hear some of their names and what they're up to, and we also get to see, like I said, the Better Call Saul season 4 Breaking Bad flash forward, seeing what happened with it being Gene and Francesca on the phone instead of Kim. A lot of people theorized it was going to be Kim, and it was not. I don't want it to end. I really love shows that have a smaller arc, like 5-6 seasons, and wrap up perfectly. Those are my favorite kind of shows. I'm not really a big fan of the shows that drag on forever. But it was just such a good episode tonight, and two more episodes left, guys. We got 2 more weeks left of Better Call Saul. I don't want it to end Walking Dead. Exactly. I've actually been watching The Walking Dead a lot recently because I've been trying to catch up um, to where it is right now. I'm in like season 8 right now, so definitely there. I'm not watching like any of the spinoffs though. I don't plan on it. But yeah, I guess let me just go back and see if you guys have anything else to say. I have a big day tomorrow, so I probably will be getting off here pretty soon, probably within the next 10, 15 minutes again. Gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream tonight just because I have a lot of important things going on tomorrow. So let's see here what you guys have to say. Um, I think something happened and Kim went down either, or I already addressed that. Um, what do you think Gene was yelling about? Or do you address that? I love how Mike was even supposed to be in Breaking Bad. Yeah, I'm starting to think the writers were reading the fan theories and purposely smoke screen us and then subvert our expectations. Yeah, like these writers, they just go online, see all the Reddit threads here, and just debunk all our theories. I have a feeling just like going into high school with Saul's downfall, going into that house will be Gene's downfall. I feel that's why they aired them scenes next to each other. Yeah, and it could be. I pointed out tonight that a lot of people foreshadowed Saul, when they transitioned from the grave to Saul, or from the grave to Gene, that it could be the death of Gene here. Yeah, both have cancer too. So many parallels and connections. But yeah, like what you were saying earlier about the theories. Uh, did Jimmy's mom die of cancer? Ooh, I'm trying to remember now. I remember seeing her death scene. I don't remember 100% sure if she died from cancer. But yeah, we can just see how soulless and heartless Gene is becoming in this time. Like all he wants to do now is just get back into his Saul Goodman persona because that's all he has left, and he's gonna do anything he can to stay in that persona, even if it means to con a person with cancer here. And also, shout out to the actor who played the guy with cancer tonight, Stewart from Big Bang Theory. If you guys have seen that show, last week we got Jim O'Hare from Parks and Rec, and this week we got Stewart from the Big Bang Theory. It's like they're bringing all these comedy guys into the show, and then also here. Really looking forward to see if we see, like I said, any other Better Call Saul characters coming back. There have been rumors that Price is going to come back in these final few episodes because he was rumored on IMDb. That would be insane because man, Price had some of the funniest scenes, especially with Mike and Nacho in the earlier seasons of Better Call Saul. So yeah, and where you, like I said, with the fan theories as well, they had a whole video with Ray Seahorn and Bob Odenkirk on YouTube here talking about like all the theories and stuff, and it's like pretty much all the ones they talked about we pretty much know aren't going to happen now, but that was a little bit outdated here. That was about a few episodes ago, but maybe they come out with another one. All and Price together would be great. I know. I want to see Price. Like I said, I hope we get a huge montage at the end of like what happened to all these characters. For any of you who've seen like The Wire, something similar to that, where they show where all the characters will be in the future or where they are in the present day in the Gene timeline. Um, or Jesse. Jesse would make fun of him so hard. Jesse would be like a nacho to him. It'd be so great. Saul never felt evil. Gene tonight felt evil, and that's exactly what I'm saying with how he's got like nothing left. All he has left is the cons, and he's gonna do whatever he can do and take from these. Like that's all he has left in his life, and you know. It seems like as he's gone forward, he's progressively got more evil and evil. As he was Jimmy, he had somewhat of a moral compass, but he liked doing his cons. Saul Goodman gets even more darker and more evil, and then now Gene is just full on out evil and just doesn't care about anyone or and has like no morals anymore. The connection between the last two scenes that was great because Saul is told before both not to continue with his plan. Yeah, it's crazy. Like someone pointed out, those two scenes could be connected here, foreshadowing the downfall of Gene Takovic, like what someone said, how Walter White or Heisenberg was the downfall of Saul Goodman. Could him going after the guy with cancer be the downfall of Gene Takovic? I could see Jesse loving Price's Hummer actually. Yeah. Uh, it looks like a school bus for 6-year-old pimps. Absolutely love that line. That's one of the funniest lines in the whole show from Nacho there from one of the earlier seasons. Absolutely love that. I would love to see Price just roll up in his Hummer. That would be absolutely hilarious. Or maybe a callback to the cobbler scene. That was another one of the funniest references in the show. And I've been mentioning too, I've been watching The Walking Dead. Could we see Stephen Ogg's character come back and make an appearance in some scene? That would be absolutely legendary. Or anyone else in the Black Book. We see Saul talking about it with Mike tonight that they have about his Black Book contacts, and maybe even meeting some of those people in some of these, Breaking Bad scenes, or even in the Gene scenes. It'd be absolutely great to see here. So yeah, guys, what an episode tonight. Like I said, it was a 10 out of 10. Uh, what are you packing, Pimento? I absolutely love that scene where Mike takes all his guns off of him. And then the mountain guy ends up freaking running off. Great scene from season one, probably the best season one episode, or one of my favorite scenes, I should say. I would say my favorite episode is probably 5-0, just because of the whole Mike storyline and Mike being my favorite character, of course. Uh, Mountain Man, yeah, freaking like if you guys seen Game of Thrones, like Gregor Clegane, the Mountain. Um, yeah, so that I want to see him come back. That would be freaking awesome. But yeah, guys, uh, absolutely love you guys showing your support here on the channel. Definitely going to be coming out here with more TV series reviews, for the future here on the channel. Preston doesn't have the Hummer anymore. Mike made him give it up to Nacho to get his baseball cards back. Yeah, I remember Nacho. He said he was going to take it to the chop shop, but he could always refurbish another one. That's what I was kind of referring to when he can bring it back. I was seeing Price drive the Hummer again, refurbishing another Hummer and bringing it back to life. That would be great. Um, but yeah, kind of going out through my outro here. Um, like I said again, thank you guys for joining tonight. I got a big day tomorrow. Definitely will be back here for Better Call Saul. The next episode. We're right down to the down stretch. Just 2 more episodes left here. Like I said, I'm going to be coming out with more TV series reviews for you guys, possibly some more rankings and other videos. We'll have to see how it goes here for the summer. Definitely want to end strong here. But yeah, you guys absolutely kill it here every week in the live streams. Coming in and showing your support. It'd be cool to see Jesse with Crazy 8 again. Hell yeah, I'd love to see that. Haven't seen Crazy 8 since we saw him, I believe it was early season 5 when he was talking with Hank and Gomez here. So be cool seeing Crazy 8 again, because he just freaking all on out goes ape shit on Jesse here. So that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you guys have a good night. Definitely come back next week here for some more Better Call Saul content here. And take care, everyone, and peace out.